Well, we just made it in. This is just packed, but what you don't notice is around his waist, he packed in lead. He's got 15 pounds of weight along with all the rest of the stuff. So I'm a little bummed out because he didn't have any room for me to pack my gear on him. Well, we're as far as we can hike. Right on the other side of the camera is nothing but water, so our base, and we're gonna get set up here. We're waiting for it to warm up a wee bit. It's pretty late in the season now, and it's water's cooling off and the air is pretty nippy. So we decided to do a little bit of crevicing till the sun got down in the canyon. And I just finished my third pan, and I found a nice little picker. Nothing to write home about, but the good news is I'm ahead of Jeff. He just did his first pan and come up with a 0. How'd you do on the last pan?
Great, unless you're looking for gold, because there wasn't any in either one of these crevices.
Let me show you what I got here. See right here, we got a nice little chunk. That's a good start to the day. I may be in trouble though, because it looks like Jeff's got out the bar. He's going for the big crevice.
And the glasses so I can see.
Okay, well, I got my last pan for now because the sun's on the creek, and I'm gonna let Jeff go ahead and clean this crevice while I suit up and get to the good stuff before him. Well, that pan was a 0. I guess that was just a one picker crevice. Okay, well, I'm gonna go up, get suited up, and just see how cold this water is.
It's cold.
I'm gonna switch over to the GoPro, jump in the river, and let's see if we can find some gold. All right, well, let's go see what we can find. Well, our first crevice here was a nice packed crevice. It ran with the creek, which usually isn't a real good sign, but it was packed really tight. So I thought I'd give it a go, and right at the very top of it, I was surprised to pull out our first piece of gold. And it was a nice little chunky piece. So with high hopes, I kept digging. Now, as I worked my way down the crevice, gravel was getting packed even tighter. Then I noticed another target down there on the bottom of the hole. One big bullet. I mean, this was a nice, probably 45. But no gold in there with it. And I was really surprised to only find that one small piece was all I got out of the rest of that crevice. Well, then we worked into another crevice here. Looked really good. Had some metal packed down in there. Now, normally on a creek like this one, when you get a piece of metal packed in there like this, it's been in there for quite a while, you're going to pick up some gold out of that crevice. So I had high hopes on this crevice also. But after cleaning it out thoroughly, nothing. I never found a thing in that crevice. Then I caught a chunk of rust sticking out of the gravel. Now this was a pretty big crevice here. And it had, well, the gravel was packed but not real tight. But that big chunk of metal, which turned out to be a old chisel that looks like it had a pretty rough life, But that crevice, the gravel wasn't packed real tight, and after cleaning it out, I pretty much found nothing in there. Now this crevice was packed unbelievably tight. I mean, I worked on this one for quite a while to get the rocks out of there because they were just, I mean, they were unbelievably tight in there. And I thought there's got to be something down in this crevice. Well, after spending a half hour, 45 minutes, I got nothing. Well, I finally made it back to the crevice I was coming in here to clean out. I left this chunk of metal in here so I'd know where I stopped on it. Now, right off the bat, I started fanning the gravel, and I spotted the chunk of gold that I had missed the last time I was in here. So I'm thinking, it's a good thing we came back. It turned out to be a real nice chunk of gold. After putting that in the jar, I decided I got to get rid of some of this lead. So I started pulling the lead back and digging it out, and I just kept repeating that. And after working it for quite a while, that was it. I did not find another piece of gold down in that crevice. Well, I thought I'd take a break and film just for a little bit, and right here is where my battery went dead. We're back down at camp, out of the wetsuits, and normally I'd show you the gold, but it's in the bottle with a whole bunch of lead, and we're both already tired. It's way late, and we got a long hike out of here. So we're gonna cut this short, and I know I'll see you at the house, and I can guarantee it's gonna be tomorrow. Well, back at the house. I'm not even gonna tell you how many days later it is. That sniping trip, it was a fun trip, but it didn't seem like anything went like it was supposed to. You know, I brought the wrong backup battery for the GoPro. I've been trying to get back in there with a crevice sucker to clean that lead out, and I had a bunch of crevice suckers, and then when I went to get one to go up there, I found out that I'd sold them all, so I had no crevice sucker. Oh, long story short, I just messed up all the way around. But I did come home with some gold. So what do you say? We throw it on the scale and see how that part of it came out. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is get a tear on one of these trays. And then we're going to weigh the lead we dug out of that crevice. I think we might have to change that over to ounces. 2.3 ounces. Or 42 pennyweights. That's a lot of lead. Okay, now here's the gold that I got when Jeff and I were crevicing. 0.27 grams. Okay, here's our biggest piece of the day. 5.44 grams, and here's our total for the day. Oh, we didn't quite make 10 grams. 9.98 grams. Well, that's close enough to call it 10 grams. Now, 10 grams, I got to calculate over. To me, that's a little over 6 pennyweights, which is better than a quarter ounce. So I'm calling that a pretty darn good day. Now, we're in the fall now, and I don't know if I'm getting back in that river or not. That water was cold. And this time of year, I really want to get into the metal detecting, working the banks, the crevices. In the fall is really the best time for crevicing because the river's as low as it's going to get. The days are nice and cool, so you don't cook, trying to run a detector on the bank. But for crevicing, you're at the premium time right now. From now until when the rain runs us out is best time to crevice, because like I say, the closer you get to the gut of the river, the bigger the gold's going to get. Take it from the old guy, head up in the hills, enjoy the fall, and while you're up there mining, take a little time to sit down and just sit back and just enjoy the hills. It won't be long before we're all stuck in the house with the pouring rain. Okay, well, that's all I got. I'm out of here. You guys have a wonderful day.